Noah's Ark. If we combine the mass extinction in Australia and America and add the smaller scale extinctions that took place as Homo sapiens spread over Afro-Asia, such as the extinction of all other human species and the extinctions that occurred when Asian foragers settled remote islands such as Cuba, and the inevitable conclusion is that the first wave of sapiens colonization was one of the biggest and swiftest ecological disasters to befall the animal kingdom. Hardest hit were the large furry creatures. At the time of the cognitive revolution, the planet was home to about 200 genera of large terrestrial mammals weighing over 50 kilograms. At the time of the agricultural revolution, only about 100 remained. Homo sapiens through the extinction about half of the planet's beasts long before humans invented the wheel, writing, and iron tools. This ecological tragedy was restaged in miniature countless times after the agricultural revolution. The, the archaeological record of island after island tells the same sad story. The tragedy opens with a scene showing a rich and varied population of large animals without any trace of humans. In scenes 2, sapiens appeared evident by humans bone, a spear point, perhaps a postcard. Scene 3 quickly follows, in which man and woman occupy central stage, and most large animals, along with many smaller ones, are gone. The large animal of Madagascar, about 400 kilometers east of the African mainland, offers a famous example. Through millions of years of isolation, a unique collection of animals evolved there. These included the elephant bird, a flightless creature 3 meters tall and weighing about half a ton, the largest bird in the world, and the giant lemurs, the globe's largest primates. The elephant birds and the giant lemurs, along with most of the other large animals of Madagascar, suddenly vanished about 1,500 years ago, precisely when the first humans set foot on the island. In the Pacific Ocean, the main wave of extinction began in about 1500 BC, when Polynesian farmers settled the Solomon Islands, Fiji, and New Caledonia. They killed off, directly or indirectly, hundreds of species of birds, insects, snails, and other local inhabitants. From there, the wave of extinction moved gradually to the east, the south, the north, into the heart of the Pacific Ocean, obliterating on its way the unique fauna of Samoa and Tonga 1200 BC, the Marquis Island 81, Easter Island, the Cook Islands and Hawaii AD 500, and finally New Zealand AD 1200. Similar ecological disasters occurred on almost every of the thousands islands that pepper the Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and Mediterranean Sea. Archaeologists have discovered on even the tiniest islands evidence of existence of birds, insects, and snails that lived there for countless generations, only to vanish when the first human farmers arrived. None but a few extremely remote islands escaped man's notice until the modern age, and these islands kept their fauna intact. The Galapagos Islands, to give one famous example, remained uninhabited by humans until the 19th century, thus preserving their unique menagerie, including their giant tortoises, which like the ancient Diprotodon, shows no fear of humans. The first wave of extinction, which accompanied by the spread of foragers, was followed by the second wave extinction, which accompanied by the spread of the farmers, and gives us an important perspective from the third wave extinction, which industrial activity is causing today. Don't believe tree huggers who claim that our ancestors lived in harmony with nature. Long before the Industrial Revolution, Homo sapiens held the record among all organisms for driving the most plant and animal species to their extinction. We have the dubious distinction of being the deadliest species annals of biology in the annals of biology. Perhaps if more people were aware of the first wave and the second wave extinctions, they'd be less nonchalant about the third wave they are part of. If we knew how many species we already eradicated, we might be more motivated to protect those that still survive. This is especially relevant to large animals of the oceans. Unlike their terrestrial counterparts, the large sea animals suffer relatively little from the cognitive and agricultural revolution, but many of them are on the brink of extinction now as a result of industrial pollution and human overuse of oceanic resources. If things continue at the present pace, it is likely that whales, sharks, tuna, and dolphins will follow the deep-throated rodents, ground sloths, and mammals to oblivion. Among all the world's large creatures, the only survivors of the human's flood will be humans themselves, and farmyard animals that serve as galley slaves in Noah's Ark.